Next, we move on to the next category, changeable battle exclusive. From now on, no more Pokemon forms will be permanent. We are dealing exclusively in changeable forms. That means Pokemon forms that can change between forms, whether it be in battle or out of battle, but first we're dealing with battle exclusive. And in battle exclusive, we have ability forms and used move forms, which of course probably only includes one or two Pokemon, or maybe just one. And of course we'll be discussing the non-form categories that are related to battle exclusive changeable forms. First, Mega Evolution. Technically not forms, but still, 46 species can Mega Evolve. 2 of them got special treatment, Charizard and Mewtwo, so there are 48 Megas. And to do it, you need a Keystone and a respective Mega Stone, and you got yourself your Mega Pokemon. Mega Pokemon can only exist in battle, so they are battle exclusive, and if they were forms, they'd be battle exclusive forms, but they are something unique. Primal Reversion is very similar to Mega Evolution, except it requires a blue orb or a red orb. It exists only for Kyogre and Groudon respectively, and the change is mandatory and not an option. As soon as you enter battle with that item and that Pokemon, it will transform, but it's battle exclusive. Ultra Burst is very similar to Mega Evolution and Primal Reversion, but it is unique because it involves a Z Crystal, which triggers the Ultra Burst on your command before the Z-move can be used. That Z-move, of course, being light that burns the sky, using Photon Geyser as a base. The only Pokemon that can Ultra Burst, of course, are Necrozma in its Dawn Wings and Dusk main forms. And of course, it turns into Ultra Necrozma. So technically, only one species of Pokemon is capable of this, and that species has to be in its 2 unique forms and not its standard Necrozma form, which we will be discussing later because that is a different category. Necrozma changing between its forms is something completely separate from Necrozma changing into Ultra Necrozma. Ultra Burst is technically not a form change, but it is battle exclusive. Finally, we get to actual forms. The first is used move. Meloetta can change its form based on the move it uses in battle, Relic Song. If it uses Relic Song, it will change between forms, and it can go back and forth. Every time it uses it, it'll change. And they have different types, with one being normal Psychic and one being normal Fighting. Now for the biggest category under battle exclusive, and that is ability. Very many Pokemon can change based on their ability, meaning their ability is the most important aspect that triggers the form change, meaning if they somehow lost the ability, which for some it's possible and for some maybe it's not, depends on the Pokemon and how protected the ability is from, let's say, Gastro Acid or Kill Swap. It all depends on the Pokemon. First off, we have Cast Form. It changes form using its ability Forecast, which also requires a trigger of Sun, Rain, or Hail to turn it into its sunny, rainy, or snowy form respectively, and any of these ending, or even a Sandstorm, will turn it into its normal form. The next battle exclusive form belongs to Cherrim. Its ability, Flower Gift, also depends on Sun. Little known fact, back in Generation 4 in Diamond and Pearl when it was originally introduced, its ability was not the cause of its form change. It would change form in sunlight, but that was something coded into its species itself, meaning if it somehow lost its ability with Gastro Acid, it would still change form. Ever since then, in Gen 5, 6, and 7, it was changed so that Flower Gift, the ability, is what changes its form. Meaning, if you got rid of Flower Gift with Gastro Acid, if that's even possible, I think it is, then it will not be able to change form. So, since I believe Flower Gift is not immune to Gastro Acid, or let's say Skill Swap, then Cherrim will be stuck in its covered up form, even if it's sunny. But of course, Cherrim can only change form in battle. The next battle exclusive form belongs to Darmanitan. It requires the ability Zen Mode, and this is one of the unique Pokemon, although there are others, where it has an ability that changes its form, which is not its only ability. Most Darmanitan have Sheer Force, I think, and Zen Mode, it's a hidden ability, so unless you have a special method, a Zen Mode Darmanitan is actually hard to come by. Some ability form-changing Pokemon have their ability as their only ability, like Cherrim or Cast Form, for example. But Darmanitan is one of the few where Zen Mode is an option, and So not all Darmanitan are capable of changing form, but if it is a Zen mode Darmanitan, then the trigger is low HP, which is where it turns into its Zen mode, and that form is of course Fire Psychic type with completely different stats, meaning decreased speed, decreased attack, but increased special attack. The next battle exclusive form belongs to Greninja. Everyone recognizes Greninja, it's very famous. Battle Bond is the ability required, and I believe it's also a protected ability, meaning it's immune to Skill Swap or Gaster Acid if I'm not mistaken. The requirement to trigger the form change is knocking out one opponent, unless it's the only opponent, in which case there's no point. The next battle exclusive ability is Zygarde, but only 100%, using Power Construct as the required ability. If a 50% or 10% Zygarde, which are the only other forms of Zygarde possible to battle, reach low HP and they have Power Construct as their ability, like I mentioned, they will turn into Zygarde 100% and of course gain the additional effect of gaining some HP back. We are not discussing the form change between 10 and 50%, that's a different category. We are only discussing the battle exclusive Power Construct form change into 100% Zygarde. The next battle exclusive ability belongs to Wishiwashi, with its ability Schooling, if it's at least level 20, which is a requirement, and it has high HP, then its solo form will turn into its school form, the larger version of it, at the beginning of a battle. And further, if it loses its HP in the battle further on and it goes low, then it'll return to solo form, and I believe vice versa. So the requirement is to be at least level 20 and having high HP with its ability Schooling. Meteor is very similar to Wishiwashi, although most people don't think of it like that. With its ability Shield Down, most people think that Meteor loses its shield when it has low HP. But technically, because it is in its core form outside of battle, then technically, as soon as it enters battle, its high HP, if it has full HP, activates Shields Down, and it puts its shields up. Then later in the battle, once it loses its HP, it'll go into its core form, and that's when its shields are down. So, because its core form is what it looks like outside of battle, so I think that the ability would be better called Shields Up. But most people prefer Shields Down, and that's the way it is. It doesn't matter. The point is that it can interchange between its abilities in battle as long as you have a way to change its HP back up. So I don't know if it gets any recovery moves, but you could always be in a double battle with a Pokemon that learns Heal Pulse, but of course that's rare. Next we have Mimikyu, which has a battle exclusive form. With its ability of Disguise, it is capable of going into its busted form, but it's one way, cannot change back no matter what, and to get busted form, it just needs to take any direct damage. Of course, there's no benefit of being in busted form, it's not strong or anything. The whole point of Disguise is that you survive that one hit because you take 0 damage once the ability activates. Of course, any damage that isn't a direct attack, for example, Sandstorm or Hail damage, will damage the Mimikyu, but will not activate Disguise, meaning, theoretically, it is possible for a Mimikyu to faint without getting attacked by an attack, and without ever having its Disguise busted, meaning if somehow Sandstorm and Spikes and Toxic damage are what whittle it down to 0 HP, then you don't even have to even bust its Disguise. You can make it faint without ever activating Disguise and without ever busting its Disguise. So, and of course this form is battle exclusive. The next battle exclusive form belongs to Aegislash. Aegislash's ability Stance Change allows it to change between its shield form and blade form. Technically, because it's in its shield form outside of battle, the trigger for Stance Change is using an attacking move, which is what turns it into blade form. And it can go back anytime by using the move King's Shield,